Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches.
All right, my God. Definitely IT situations. Can y'all see the ghost me? That's the whole point of me sitting on this side like a fucking normal TV anchor. What's good in the hood? How you guys doing? Keynote, welcome to the Metaverse is amazing. Glad you dig it. Shout out for the morning bits. Appreciate you. Sorry I had to relaunch. As you probably could tell, the camera crashed like right as soon as I tried to go live. It fucking died. Always happens. So yeah, greetings. This is Real Nomics Phaser, bitches. Welcome to the set. Trying to come up with something new and interesting every fucking day. You get the phase comment now, right? You see the ghost. So, alright, I think we lost some of the viewers from the last time. They're probably coming over from that link being fucked. That's such a pain in the butt, man. Launching this shit drives me fucking crazy. Anyways, Ghost Kaz appears. Say Kaz's name 3 times in the mirror, motherfucker. Was it Kazophobia? The fear that there's a Kaz watching you somewhere, anywhere. So, you guys, how many of you saw that? I don't know if any of you guys caught that yesterday. I did a quick anon for it. I tweeted that out. Also, what do you guys think of this morning's show art? It's a little bit quick, a bit of a stretcher getting the damn show launched, right? That's definitely not supposed to be there anymore. But if you guys missed it yesterday, we were part of a global conference on the Metaverse. And peeps across Europe. This is not going to be part of an academia that's going to be shown in lots of universities. This would be a lot of students' first introduction to what like mixed reality world could look like, right? Not just a bunch of morons from the Gen crypto land fucking, I got a fucking AR lens, you see my clone? That's pretty much like 99% of fucking like crypto, right? Everyone's just a moron. No one knows what to do with any of the technology. So you need your settlers to come in and show you what the fuck you actually do with it. You know, it's just bumbling morons. So I'd be that ambassador. This is much the same thing I did, in 2015 when people didn't really understand crypto life and wondered what could be fucking possible in the crypto era. What just happened there? I guess that's not coming up right now. So I'll pull this up for you guys here. Where did it go? Yeah. In the crypto era, 2015, we were this guy doing the exact same thing. And this was a video meet from a really prestigious club in Orlando where I was introducing Bitcoin to real estate and mortgage people. And I was getting laughed at as a messenger, as always, while what I told them would ultimately become global, in the next 6-7 years. This is exactly the same fractal as that. In the exact same position. Sorry. Basically being an ambassador from Web3 to basically show people like it doesn't just equal stupid kids playing video games on their computers, right? There are actually professionals. Because I know many of you have a hard time believing that I could be one of those, right? Somebody in my community actually said, wow, that was professional for once, versus my show, which is not professional. I tried to have a comment with that guy, but he seems to be dodging ever since he stuck his foot in his mouth. But this is a really good point to bring up. A lot of people look at this show and they try to say, hey, this show doesn't look professional, regardless of all your charts and whatnot. It's not professional. Let me be really clear. If everyone else who does this can't hit the broadside of a fucking bus, name me one other professional who does this. That's the moment you realize you've been conditioned to believe in the white guy in a suit, right? Because professional just means I need to look like what you think the person who does this does. Not whether or not I'm actually accurate and can do the job. There's a lot of professional heart surgeons that will fucking kill your ass in the operating table because they're fucking really professional fucking salespeople who are frauds. The fact that most of you attach that label, professional, to the imagery of fucking a European male conducting a job without actually any regard for the substance or quality of his capacities to do the job, that's how you get killed by Jim Cramer. That right there is because Jim Cramer is a fucking professional lying sack of fucking dog shit. So be really careful before you like loosely throw that comment out and you don't realize it exposes the fact that you're like literally whitewashed conditions to look for a white guy in a suit as the standard of a thing none of them can fucking do. A brown motherfucker in a helmet's the one that does this shit. I am the standard of professional fucking market TV. When you find another nigga that does it like this, holla at me. This is professional shit. So yeah, don't get caught up in that stuff. It'll make you look stupid. Sound even dumber. But right. So this would be my professional clone presentation, apparently. And yes, I can conduct myself like an adult, believe it or not. So this is a really cool conversation to see, and from the outside looking in, how people in a few different generations view the coming of the metaverse and like what its utilities are. And there was a decent conversation behind this too about some of the other possible things that you can do with it. But I tried to touch on all the things about it, the coming demographics that are going to age into it, and productivity inside the space, workplace, and various other things that are possible, and ownership by creators and whatnot, protection of royalties, all these things. So it was a really good speech if you guys got to check it out. We covered like just broad topically what we talked about before with you all. And it was kind of interesting to see kind of like, that for this is like the mainstream that we want to see coming for metaverse adoption. You want to see 50 through 70-year-old people. There was a guy in here 70 all looking at this as possible because that's what fucking adoption is, right? And so it is at that point where it's not like a little secret in the corner anymore. It's a lot like crypto 2015, 2016. There is rumblings about crypto, but no one's quite sure what the fuck you do with this or what it really is. And, a few years later, Matt Damon's on TV selling everybody, into the fucking top of the mountain. So I think this gives us a good timetable of seeing something like this happen, that we're probably looking at like, the same kind of point in time back then, about 5 to 7 years forward, which puts us in the back end of the 2020s where we told you, like, the world outside, it might be very difficult for a lot of people. It's going to be a lot more enjoyable in the virtual space where you can enjoy some of the things you can no longer afford. So, pretty cool show. So make sure to check it out. The link's in the tweet. Make sure you go watch that one. Professionals. I got your professional, motherfucker. I'm as professional as they fucking come, Negro. What you talking about? Too fun. Don't worry, Die Smiling. You're gonna have to answer up to that one some point. You can keep hiding in my Discord, but don't worry. I'm gonna stay on that ass. The longer you hide, the worse it gets. So, fun shit. And this goes back to thinking before you speak. Because you might think that little tongue-in-cheek thing was nothing. All it did is expose the heavy conditioning that would allow for a tongue-in-cheek joke to reflect a white bias. You don't even know that's coming out of your mouth, Fucking nuts. And we don't realize that little bias infects everything. It's like where I can tell you where the bottom of fucking ETH is, but because a white guy in a suit didn't, so it's not quite as believable until after the fact. That is how you make bad choices. Because information doesn't stand its own 2 feet. It needs to come out of a specific fucking agent for you to say that could be true. That makes you fucking victimizable only, man. Only. And yeah. Yeah, how giving a compliment can go completely fucking wrong. Hey, Kaz, you speak so well. Remember? Stan, you the real Kaz, sir, from 2017 and before? Who is this guy Stan in the chat? There's only one fucking Kaz, nigga. I was only there for one fucking Kaz. There's no other. Pretty funny. Sir, that's the 2017 the gen term for everybody. Alright. Too funny. Yeah. Sir is usually never followed by anything serious, but whatever. Still going strong. I never went anywhere, motherfucker. We've been doing the exact same thing a whole time. It's amazing how many of you guys in Twitter didn't ever use Google to realize that, like, I'm literally everywhere. I've never gone anywhere, man. Still. At 500 shows later, yeah, I'm still here. Been here the whole time. Funny shit. Well, it's good to see, I guess, some of the 2017 folks found me again. So let's move on to war stories, which I don't think there's any of. Because you guys get them all from me, posting them for you. So you're gotten lazy. And no one's writing them anymore. Bad habits, guys. When you're winning and writing war stories, you gotta be willing to write war stories when you're not winning, right? You have to have both sides of the turn. So, ooh, look what we got here. Somebody wrote, I think I didn't read this last time. Let's see. Kiki. Oh, yeah, this is the same one. This is 5 days old. I did read this. Okay. All right. Okay, so no, I did not get any new ones from you guys. Shame on y'all. Write me some more stories. A lot of trading activity going on in the room. Make sure you post some stuff up there. Well, I'm not trying to get you guys to 920, so I am going to try to get the macro section done and a few symbols and get the fuck out of here fast enough to get you guys to where you need to be. Today is a Fed day, so keep that in mind. FOMC 2 p.m. today. The market's in a kind of precarious spot. There is red events all through the week. I think we had the job openings number in session yesterday. We warned you about that. In session red number for earnings can be brutal. It turned the market down and just kept on fucking bricking. So today, like the FOMC is everything and what they say. And if you guys remember, we talk about with Darth Maul and shit like that. That's kind of what you're gonna sit on hands and watch for to see what comes out of this one today. Interesting, the sentiment cook came out of I think it was Morgan Stanley, who said that if the Fed only raised rates 50 basis points instead of 75 today, it could create a 10% squeeze on the market. That's a pretty insane sentiment to put out there now for people to have like as a line in the sand. If or not would they do it, what the market reaction should be. This is one of the things you want to watch, is right, your authorities kind of inject like ideas that themselves like can take on a life of their own with the population if they believe it or not. And so now you have like a line in the sand for if they disappoint or don't disappoint on how much they should raise rates, you should react X. So you keep that inside the back of your mind, recognizing what that they're telling you what the prevailing sentiment should be if this happens. And so we want to see, if this happens and we do fucking Darth Maul and then start to break high and squeeze high, is the market mispriced them to do some shit like that? Given the tilt of the put call ratio, it's very possible. You can see an even greater blow off squeeze from what we've seen right now. So we leave that there. If we don't see another new high, we pay attention to the macro structure coming down from November and where that means where we are now. So memo things. Everybody got all that? So we got 128 today. Heavy news flow continues. Yeah, we'll continue through the rest of the week. All right, let's see. Shout out to Censored User, C Medans. Appreciate y'all. Always appreciate when you support the show. What you said here? Jim Cramer is just a professional Pee Wee Herman. Okay. All right, caught up. Let's see. So, all right, charts up. Nope, not this one. All right, where did we leave off last time? Same shit. We're gonna start with SPY things. Oof, what a mess. I'm gonna have to declutter this chart one day. This has been good to keep track of stuff after all this time. So we'll take off some of these projections. This was for like if we had the low here and a bounce. Ultimately we got the 2B, we got the bounce up here. Now, I guess there's a couple of things to keep in context with what we're looking at with this. So let's see, this is the chart with the gaps on it. No, let me get the chart with the gaps on it real quick. A couple of things to talk about with this in detail so you guys can think. I don't want to clutter you guys. I'm going to try to be like simple. Okay. All right, so let's clean up this chart a little bit. We had the bear flag, possible rotation. He's all the way up here. This kind of thing is still positive. He relieves the channel down, right? This was a channel he left down. He didn't go very much further, and then he turns a new angle higher. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna leave this thing here. Let's delete that and this. I already had that. Let's just get so we can see again. Okay, we'll leave that down there. And all right, so the most recent low of summer getting broken here, we know is a 2B. And now that we recalled across it, right, we can range anywhere from the high that put us out there, to the low that made it. How high does this bounce go? Much like this, right? It's a dead cat. And a dead cat, all these terms can throw you off, right? A dead cat would just be easily understood as a counter structure in a downtrend, right? Dead cat, dead cat, dead cat, dead cat, whatever you want to call it. They're just bear flags in what ended up becoming the prevailing longer-term trend since November with the Fed cycle. So within this, we had this trend line to kind of show this, just like we did here, at a point, right? To show the trend structure of this wave as part of the waves down in this. This is just another wave down, new low from it, and a counter structure. What's possible is we rally all the way to this trend line and maintain the trend and continue rolling down lower, or we roll anywhere beforehand and can turn down sooner. That's, those are the two possibilities you got. Follow this trend trajectory that's now, rotated to a higher resolution and continues out to the angle. We can get rid of this because this has now been invalidated. And this is what we're dealing with, right? Just like we're dealing with this over here, how far will it go is the question that we've got. So really tight channel now. It rotated from a kind of steep angle to like not so steep angle. And right now we're going to open right on the angle. So this is like a crazy session to open on right now. You have the Fed day, and you see this little range that we had here. We kind of like mentioned to pay attention to this. So gap down was a good range that you interacted with on the way down, right? It was a consolidation before a gap level number 2. You're pretty much on top of this little area of congestion now. Still floating above gap 2 and under gap 1. So can this be a bear flag that just goes to this range? Totally can. If the Fed says something or does something crazy, they can absolutely bar it down like that. But that could actually give us a projection like this, where we should recoil. And if this is any more meaningful bottom with the put-call ratios and the heavy sentiment skew that allowed for the 5th biggest short squeeze, we do what's a bear trap and then rotate and actually hit the angle anyway and adjust this guy yet another fucking trajectory. And we end up with a bear flag that's much bigger. That doesn't get seen as well in the early stages. That's what keeps you from seeing it so good, right? This looks like, oh, it's a failure. Oh, no, it's a bigger trend structure. Something like that is possible as long as this low level stays intact and this 2B stays outside here. So let's turn that off. So this I think actually is quite possible. This exact projection that I have over top of it, even though this isn't the original projection, was for 2B off of this. The 2B move here, rotate, and make a higher floor is possible. You really can only confirm this guy is going to new lows when you come out the downside. And when you came all the way down here after this crazy summer rally and just barely poked out and turned around again, you're really waiting for ultimately for this low move from May, June to actually fail. It has never failed. You're just consolidating ever since. So in keeping context of what we're dealing with now, we are either rising from this to 2B and going towards this angle. Right now it's pretty steep, pretty fast. It's been a ghost town in the show. We've told you that. Skeleton crew vibes as we pump up here. There's not a lot of people benefiting from the squeeze. So if it's going to go higher, it probably doesn't pull back too far to give people a chance to miss this move to do a whole lot. So we'll watch this closely to see what the Fed does with it today and whether or not we hold the angle that we're at, which is right on it right now. If you're gonna at that res, you're dealing with like a bull flag down there on the angle right now. And you could just as well track his angle today to see how you go into session from this. So that's kind of where you're at right now in the session with the squeeze like this. You're really steep on a lot of stuff. And like I talked about in prep yesterday, a lot of guys, like there's a lot of crazy shit that's been moon pumping, like, caterpillars, lots of industrial stuff has been really crazy. But it's also really fucking tired too. It's just an absolute stick of sticks. McDonald's, all these guys that have been like gangbusters at the top, right? They're just literally like insane fucking like arc trajectories. And it'd be pretty hard to, buy this bull flags breakout with the same conviction you'd have buying, like, say, this guy down here or this guy right here. It's pretty extended, It's can it keep going? Absolutely. Never called tops on anything. But having him blow out like, this most recent all-time high, it's a good place to get like a larger structure, which is why we usually wait for some kind of consolidation on old highs getting broken. This guy got broken in one shot. It's probably a good chance of like a larger consolidation occurring with this thing being just an absolute moon pump from like mid-October. So that's that. VIX things, 906. I want to overrun my time. VIX things. Where's all the rest of my VIX levels? Am I retarded or what? Yo, where are my VIX levels on this chart? What the fuck? About to have a fucking conniption right now, but my levels are gone. All of them. Bruh. What the fuck? Well, that's a shocker. Fuck my life. Are yours gone? Are yours wrecked too? Yo, your shit's gone too. What the fuck? Same here, it's trading view. Fucking shit. Wow. That's a recipe for fucking disaster. Dude, no way. What? It nuked my VIX levels. Unfucking believable. Alright, well. That's a real bitch. I'm not gonna remake them again right now. We'll see if they come back tomorrow. Dude, that's no bueno. Oh wow, yeah, my object tree, there are no VIX levels. Dude, you motherfuckers. Oh, you got me good at that. Alright, well, shit. Let's see if the DXY still got it. Dude, that's very, very inconvenient. Very, very inconvenient. So let's redraw this. I like that range. Yeah, the little expanding thing we were drawing up here before. This angle we said follow it for the DXY. So now you've got like a better, more visible bull flag going into, you know, the FOMC. He's a little bit more easy to see there. I know it's all janky. Remember, always pay attention to your geometry, but I draw like these kind of like freehand just to really show the shape, right? You're not really trading the squiggles I draw. It's just outlining a price structure. So we're still looking at this bull flag above this trigger level, this old trigger level here, and you've got like possible catalyst news from the Fed coming right now. So, you know, like we said, if this was going to continue, if the DXY is going to continue to de-risk, that bull flag will continue the angle of the bull flag and DXY backwards and become a larger corrective structure, which will be reflected into the euro, like something like that. So that's the possibilities if the DXY is topping here for a more, you know, sustained amount of time. The correction in the DXY across parities worth paying attention to as the euro is dancing around on one. GBP USD, the same thing would be true, right, for this guy to do that also if we get a bigger corrective structure. If not, this guy turns into a bear flag and does some shit like this. Right? Ah, Jesus. So that's kind of the scenario we're watching, right? Where the pound is right now makes it worthwhile to pay attention to that because it could be an uber fucking recoil. If the DXY fucking chills out, it would be fucking ridiculous. So that being your newest low, we should redraw this flag here. Right, that's the possibilities. If the DXY has a local top, it could be an epic reversal, and risk assets would go even crazier from this crazy cornered sentiment we see in the put-call ratio. So is it possible? There is a possibility you get some kind of much crazier rally while we're still fucking waiting for the Fed to finish its cycle. I think it's a lesser possibility. But structurally, you have to pay attention to what you see here. And this is a gigantic bull flag with DXY at the hell of an arc that if he gets any decent correction to, a whole bunch of things can go fucking crazy. And the Dow Jones and, you know, the rotation we see in industrials can fucking get even crazier. And no one is part of this. We already know it. The market destroyed retail. So these things are sitting in crazy places, and you know retail you give a fuck about McDonald's. They're busy chasing fucking coin. So while retail is stuck, you know, on fucking paying attention to growth assets that are fucking just not the tide right now in the market, as the market has rotated from fucking like, you know, industrials around to fucking like, we talked about this before, diamonds versus Qs, right? This is the internet bubble. And this is the first meaningful rotation we're seeing in industrials over fucking tech since the internet bubble. So could this get crazier? Fuck yeah, you know. All right, that's currencies. All right, crypto things. So with what we're watching, if the DXY gets a further stall and this low resolution trajectory continues, this bull flag rotation continues, we want to watch this, right? We're waiting for ETH to get out of this stupid fucking range, and he's out of it. So he's flagging up here like we want to see. And so until further notice, we keep our eyes on that. I think LTC's having a morning and a half. So let's get our big res chart of him. It's on this setup. Okay, let's see what he's doing, because he's doing some things. Oh, we got to pay attention. LCC starts breathing. So So, okay, little life popped into him. Saw that, across the stuff I scanned. Thought it was interesting. So we're watching him here. He didn't come out of his bear flag. He's been stalled the fuck out while crypto gets a little wave on the back of Doge. We've seen Doge get some life to it with Elon closing his deal, right? God knows what Doge chart this is. Oh, some OG Doge chart. So I still think this guy is probably in his long term heading down to this low, but he is right now pumped into an angle you very much care about. That is the actual high time frame angle from the very top of the correction of this fractal bull flag from the 2017 cycle. This was a low resolution bull flag within. This is the actual bull flag rotation. He is on that angle now. So this is definitely an inflection point for crypto right here. Probably risk assets too, right? If he deflects downward into this, that's probably not going to be good for a few things. So with the Fed today and LTC on an angle, this is at least one piece of confluence with fundamental information on risk assets you care about going into this session. LTC being the only thing strong also here is almost never a good thing for crypto. Just saying. It just never has been a good thing. All right, so that's crypto things, FX. VIX is fucked, but you guys get the idea about how that guy goes. And then to pay attention to VIX, when we talked about VVIX, the VIX of the VIX is in uber complacency territory. This is fear of the fear index. So no one's scared about buying protection on the fear index going crazy, going to a Fed event. It's either fucking, at the longer you sustain here, markets actually can risk up. But if this happens to bounce, it's going to probably be ugly across a lot of risk assets. So this was brought up on the show yesterday, and it's an interesting place to be in such a red week of events, especially with the Fed where it's at now, and a couple other things at inflection points. So that's 913. That's everything I wanted to touch base on for you guys. And we talked about energy stocks already and stuff like to pay attention to on the last show. Everybody get all that? Everybody get all that? That's so crazy. So everybody got their VIX levels nuked, huh? I don't know how you can even explain a problem like that. That's fucking nuts. That's really inconvenient if I'm going to go put all those motherfuckers back. But at least we have a show, so we have a recorded where they are. All right. I need the fast basket of what you guys got as stuff, and I will try to do some quick symbols. Yeah, I mean, my chart's full wiped out. Like, not a level left on it. It's totally ridiculous. And that's like, it's different in different templates. No list of symbols? Anybody? Anybody take those? I do not see. There we go. Okay. So BRK.B, insurance has been interestingly strong. MJ has not. BRK, Berkshire Hathaway. So I told you to pay attention to this guy a long time ago, watching the range he was on. This is part of when we're down in the grave and he was peeking out the bottom. We talked about it in the video, and all these guys peeking out of really crazy areas that were really like key to pay attention to. He was one of those. Berkshire.B. So insurance has been relatively strong, pretty good. I think like this area here, this play is still the same thing. This area on top of this range, if you can stack on top of this. I think that's what you're looking for. Is still something like to structure out and hold, and another attempt to go and rotate this. This guy is pretty much like a more mature now bull flag coming through here, and trying to rotate back through this box range. So if he does pull it off, I think I like that. On the longer term scale, you back up on him. He's something like big res type fucking bull flag rotation possibility. But yeah, insurance. A lot of insurance guys are relatively pretty strong, and then you back up on their resolutions. They're not really terminal just yet. MJ. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I smoke a lot of green, and ain't nowhere I get it from have anything to do with one motherfucking thing that's got anything to do with this fucking ETF or any of the stocks around it. That's probably the reason why marijuana just never takes off. How many motherfuckers get your weed from any place that's fucking like, anything but like your homeboys? It's just not a thing yet, right? There's too much weed around the place. So they just don't have velocity here. And the weed is being mass produced is turning into garbage on top of it. So like the dream of what legal marijuana was to guys like myself in the late '90s, it's not in the same kind of world right now. This is garbage. So we don't waste our time here. USD.T.D. I don't think I did that one. I did the DXY. I can bring that one up. So he looks like everything else. He's been watching the shows. So this is the bear flag right here that allowed for a bit of a pump in crypto you see. And if it's going to continue, then like I said, this is a key range. We get back up here and you get above this. This is all hands on deck. Right now, if we're going to continue, that bull flag in ETH is this bear flag right here, right? If he continues to do this, we keep on getting crypto risk on, and the market doesn't top out, and all those other things we said to pay attention to, and ETH and LTC likely blows out the angle of that long-term bull flag. Otherwise, right now, if that doesn't happen, right, you're at a bull flag on fucking USDT.D, and he rotates up, crypto de-risks massively across the board. So, okay, that's that one. No chart, really? I totally hit that. My bad. USDT.D. Sorry. I was saying here, this is the bull flag I just showed you in ETH right here. This is the rotation away from this Trollx shockwave, this emotion point. If we rotate back up to this is danger, all hands on deck. Market will de-risk, crypto will de-risk. Pretty much a lot of things will be in a bad place if you get back up here. This is that bull flag now. In order for us to keep on having a crypto risk on, we need this to keep on flagging and dropping right here. Fuck it. Right, we need this to bear flag and allow this to happen. For ETH to rotate and pump up, we'll need that to happen there. So you're in a pretty critical spot. I think this is a good breakout we see, and so paying attention to this, right, you're in a low resolution uptrend in ETH and a few crypto assets. BTC is not best of breed. Obviously, this rotation is going to keep going. You'd like to see it be strong in a couple other places, right, like BNB and these guys to keep on pushing out. And we know BNB from our sheet is strong because we have BNB, BTC, right, that you guys should be watching from your BNB, BTC, your cheat sheet from OnlyFans, right? So he's still pretty strong on BTC, which means BTC dominance is not fucking in a place to signal risk off yet. If BTC dominance gets strong, that's an uber bad sign behind LTC being strong. All right, and it's 9:19, so this is the last of whatever I'm doing right here. MJHD. I did LTCUSD without you realizing I was going to do it. Doge, I sort of did, but I'm not going to do that. So we're going to go to the last two I see here. I can get HD Yuri. HD. We had a chart for HD. And this is the OG chart for HD. If you remember it, we did this bull flag for however long ago fucking show was, and we talked about this low being important. This is the retest of it with some industrial stuff. Now he's exposed to home builders and under a lot of pressure, so he's probably not your best of breed when it comes to seeing stuff like McDonald's and those guys that are already at Tops and Caterpillars. He's relatively strong with industrials, and he's an industrial name, but he's tied to a very, very, very problematic place right now. I like this area he's bouncing on. It's a good shockwave, lots of volume. He's held this double bottom. He has a chance of rotating this bull flag up to here, but he may kind of meander to pull it off. But I think he looks okay right now. If the Dow Jones keeps on being strong and you don't de-risk again, this guy looks like he's put in like a decent double bottom. Yuri, whatever this is. United Rentals, I forget what they do exactly, what they rent. Have we ever had this guy? This is the other HD chart we have for on this thing. Oh, this is some giant fucking thing example. We have a trigger up here too. It's a trigger off the old high. I don't know why this looks so drawn so crazy. I don't know what the fuck I was doing when I was in this thing. Let's go by the other chart. So Yuri, truck rentals. Pretty humongous bull flag you can see on him at the top of the highs, right? And just back out on that guy. This huge structure. So I mean, long-term uptrend wise, the guy looks pretty healthy on like a very high resolution, and like I said, he's probably in the industrial side of the market. He's in finance. This guy is likely, headed higher in time. Just to manage what resolution he aligns with. I think this guy, the resolution, we're looking at a monthly bull flag here. This guy could take fucking a couple years to rotate fully out. But I think it's a good looking asset. I can't fucking honestly leave and not do Doge since you guys are literally gonna fucking jump out of your fucking skin. So where the fuck are you? Doge, god damn it. Alright. OG, what's new? What's old is new again. So Doge, bull flag. On top of this, this is the old sheet from back in the Dizzle. What do you got now? Elon things pumping away, right? So with this rotation right now, I mean, it's kind of like your only levels you can really kind of use on Doge going all the way back in time is within the structures of what you've got here, right? This is your trading levels that you got as far as waveform goes. Sign on the line that is dotted. No, okay, so see this? This is like probably the most major high you have outside the top area that sends you to the grave. Underneath this, let's see. That area matters. How far can he counterwave back? I think those are the areas you care about right now, where he's flagging around in. So if he can kind of counter structure between here, I don't think this is probably not done still, to be honest with you. It's like this is the one uber catalyst for Doge that he possibly has. Is the only real fundamental utility of Doge is Elon Musk and fucking Twitter. After fucking 8 years of existence, this coin's only possible utility is this fucking moment. So I think you don't take your eyes off. This is Elon develops Twitter, talks about creators having a chance to monetize, how he's going to compensate them on there. I know he's waiting to troll the whole planet with this fucking coin. So this thing structure out. Like most parabolics, it's pretty high right now. He's done a little 2B action right here, right? So see if he takes some time to structure out a better bull flag and give you something to plan around. Don't be a chucklebud. As cheaply priced as Doge is, the market cap of this thing is like a fucking small U.S. corporation. So, he's pretty liquid. Yeah, just be patient with this guy. This is a level I think if he gets on top of that, you could make a plan as he leaves this. Just like I gave you down here, it'll be explosive when he blows levels out like that. That's just the way Doge moves. He fucking explodes. So, yeah, I think that guy is possible. All right, motherfuckers. 9:24. I'm so far over time, but always have fun doing that shit. Hopefully you guys had fun watching it. Stay safe, bitches. Watch out for the FOMC. Let that Darth Maul happen. Let the market pick a direction. Then fucking make a plan. Don't fucking rush into that shit or it'll cut your account into pieces. Kaz is a way to stop the Fibonacci spiral on TV to stop shifting around. What? What are you talking about? On TV. No, so the Fibonacci spiral, there's a glitch in that code. I wrote them about that when I used to represent those guys, and they just never fixed it. So they treat the Fib spiral like an object on the chart. It's not really attached to the fucking shit in the chart, so it fucking scales at its own. No, you have to recalibrate it through a manual process. It's just a real pain in the butt. But no, it does not scale properly. There's about 2 zoom settings that it scale properly. Everything else is fucked. So retracements and things like that work great. Spiral, you're gonna fuck yourself if you try to use that thing. So anyways, guys, 5 minutes to the bell. Get ready, get set, and have a good day. I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter.